Tonight's show. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show will begin in 5 minutes. Let's make some noise!
Let's do this!
Hello there. Hi, Ritchie.
Hello. How you doing, Natalie?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm all right. Doing okay. I'm glad to be back. How's everybody
Yes.
out there that's watching? Let us know in a comment who you are, where you're watching from, and why you're here, and all that stuff.
And all that good stuff. It's wonderful to be back. And I think we've all gone a bit rusty, and including, surprising some of our viewers that, we're starting at 7 or at 7 my time at least, and we're starting. There's no anything else beforehand. It's the real thing. And in case you don't know who we are, and in case you are here for the first time, my name is Nathalie. I'm here in Johannesburg, South Africa.
And I'm Ritchie Roesch, and I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. It's nice and sunny here. And let us know where you're tuning in from and what the weather is there. Is it sunny? Is it warm? Is it cold? Is it snowy? We want to know these things.
Yes, and is it morning? Is it night? Are you drinking coffee? Are you having a beer? Are you leaving work? Are you going to work? All those good things. Let us know. We'd love to connect with you and hear what you're up to, and especially if you are new, if you're here for the first time. It's absolutely exciting to have you here. It's our first episode of the year, and we are super stoked to get this party started. We've changed up a few things in case you've been watching previous episodes and you were here last season, or maybe even the season before then. You will see.
Yep. So we're here, season 3. Can you believe it? Season 3.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's absolutely
So if
phenomenal.
if you guys missed out, you guys in the audience missed out on season 1 and season 2, be sure to go back and watch those episodes.
Yes, you can find them on the channel, on this beautiful new channel that we've got, dedicated to anything straight out of camera. And the previous episodes are most of them are there. And, in no time you'll be able to watch everything that we've done so far. And you will be able to catch up with all the tips and tricks and recipes and everything that we've been sharing over 2 years. Ritchie,
Yep.
2 years. That's
hard
crazy.
to believe. Hello, Enrico. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, hi. Shame. I think he was caught by surprise. He was chatting in the comments that he quickly needs to go home. He's leaving work, and then asked when the show is actually starting. Exactly. So it started, Enrico. Hopefully, the way home is not too long, so you can tune in later again.
Yep. And you can always rewatch it, Yeah, no
Yes.
pre-show this season.
Yes, no pre-show this season. Yeah, we're switching it up. We are switching it up quite a big deal. We will be talking about all of that a little bit later. There's some other things that we want to talk about first. We want to, have a look back at what's been. Hi, Eva. Greetings
Hello.
back to the Netherlands. I hope it's not too cold. And Pilot Pete's also here. Hey,
Pilot.
Thanks so much for tuning in. That's great to have
Welcome
you.
back.
And there's
Stephen Wells.
Yeah. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. So we will be looking back on what's been. We are greeting Torsten as well. Hello from back to Germany.
All over the world.
Yes, yeah. Let's keep that trend. Let's do that. Oh, someone else at work. Hi, Dan. I hope it's not.
Don't let them catch you. Yeah. This is
Yes.
probably more exciting than whatever the work
Mhm.
meeting is.
Yeah. We think you should definitely keep your attention onto this.
Yep.
Oh, and now we're even driving in a car. Nice.
Yep. Straight
So
out of
yeah,
camera
so
live on the go.
yes, exactly. we kept quite a few things the same or very similar. You will find out. Tonight or today, we only want to introduce what's changed, and we get going properly from next month. But we hope that it'll be exciting. That there's lots of new stuff in store. We have a poll going, so if you go to the top of the chat, you can give us your answers to our polls. It'll stay open throughout the show and even afterwards, so you can still vote then. Some of it is entertaining. Other questions are really cool. We would like to get some feedback from you. We've been, getting feedback from you all of last year, so we want to keep that trend going so that we learn more of what it is that you want to know more of.
Yeah, because we're here for you guys. And, so the more you communicate with us and let us know in the comments, chat it up to us, the better we can help you. So we're here to help you, and we need your help to help you. Help us to help you. I think that's a famous.
Yes, let's help each other.
Yes.
And I think we need to also help each other with the question. So we're keeping the trivia. We already had it in the countdown, and we asked what type of lens allows light in only from a certain direction. So that makes me think quite a bit. I don't know if you have any ideas, or if the viewers have any ideas. If you've seen the question already in the countdown, you can hit us up with your guesses and let us know what you think that lens is.
Yeah, and Enrico, make sure that you're at like a stoplight or something like that before you try and answer.
Yeah. No, Enrico, you're excused. But everybody else, what are your guesses? We've got a minute or so to see if we have any takers to this. Like I said, it made me think quite a bit. I'm not sure.
Well, I think
if I'm on the right.
I think
track.
to an extent, every lens allows light in only from a certain direction, but I'm thinking it's more defined than that. Right?
Yes.
I
I
don't know if I have the answer.
All right. Okay. Enrico is maybe Enrico is already at home, or he's parked or something. He's thinking a polarizer filter. Okay. Very interesting. Any other guesses out there? Any other guesses? Wild guesses?
I'm gonna go anamorphic.
Anamorphic. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the right answer or not, but that's my guess.
Yeah. I was thinking of lens babies because you can twist and turn them, but it probably is more like a field of view. I don't know. But polarizer.
Like a tilt shift.
Yeah. Yes. Everything that twists and bends.
And for you guys out in the audience, especially if this is your first time and you haven't seen these before, me and Natalie do not know the answer to this yet.
Yes. Yes. And we started this last season, and we thought it's nice, not necessarily useful information, and a little bit of lighthearted trivia just to keep those brain cells going. Jorge is saying, I might have left work early for this. That's also a good idea.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
We appreciate it.
It's nice when you get a little sick at the end of the day. I gotta go home early.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I've got this headache coming on.
Yeah.
Carl Reif's tuned in from the Ruhrpott in Germany. It's dark and cold.
Hi, Carl.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's cold.
Yeah. Oh, that's very cold.
-6 is very cold. Yeah, it's like 70 here today, so that's a big difference.
Yeah. We're also it's raining here today, but we're in the 20s, so Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Fahrenheit. I was talking Fahrenheit, of course. Probably most of the people in the audience are talking Celsius, but yeah,
Oh, yes. -6 Celsius. -6 Fahrenheit would be crazy cold, I
it would
think,
be pretty
right?
cold.
Yeah. -6 is cold enough.
Yeah.
All right. Should we get the answer to this question? Because we've got a
Yes.
lot of things that we want to chat about. And, well, who would have known, Enrico? You got this
Enrico is
right.
correct.
The
Yay!
polarizing lens.
There's
Well
no
done.
prize, Enrico, but
No,
that, yeah,
maybe we can
you had the right
have a
answer.
round of applause.
Yeah, let's do that.
There we go. Well done, Enrico. Great. A great start to the new season. Let's focus the light into a certain direction.
I do have a little bit of extra trivia to throw on top of this trivia.
Ooh, okay.
So the first practical polarizing filter was made by which company? Which
Who's got the
well-known
answer?
camera brand or photography brand was the first? And the hint is it's in its name. Any guesses?
Oh, one quick stop. Ray-Ban.
Ray-Ban. That's a good guess. It's actually Polaroid.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the
Yeah.
Polaroid.
There
Yeah,
we go.
Steven got it.
Oh.
Yeah, I just was too quick giving the answer. Yeah,
That's great. Interesting.
that was their first product. Was
Yeah.
a polarizing filter.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. All right. Let's move on, shall we? We want to kick off the season. We have a lot of goals that we want to reach, so let's get moving. We want to talk about a lot of things. So I think let's hit off with looking back at what we did last year. We did actually a great deal. I'd forgotten some of it, and it was really nice to, rummage through the episodes of last year and, look at the highlights. And we discussed a lot of recipes. And and just to, recap them for everyone who is new, let's have a look at all of them.
Yeah, you said you rummaged through them like they're in the discount bin at the dollar store, but there's a really good stuff in there. If you guys missed it, if any of you out there did not catch any of those episodes, be sure to go back and watch them, because there's really solid information in there, some entertainment, some goofs, I guess, challenges,
Oh, yeah. Always good for goofs. Yes. Can we move on then? I would love to press a button to move forward. There we go. All right, excellent. Let's have a look at what we did last year. So we, like I said, we introduced a lot of recipes and spoke about them. We had 10 shows in total and had 10 recipes as main recipes that we discussed, and then obviously ended with our epic festive season, which was a mammoth episode of
that might be the most epic episode we ever put together.
Yes, it was. You must definitely watch it. It shall be on this channel very soon. And we made our own recipe. So that was a ton of fun. You definitely need to.
Yeah, that we did the impossible, never done before, anywhere live on YouTube. First time, only time. We did what nobody thought was possible, and we created together a film simulation recipe live, and not only created it, but used it right away and was able to even upload pictures and share pictures captured with that recipe live. So it blows my mind just talking about it.
It was really cool. So you definitely need to catch up with it. And this is where the mystery chrome recipe was born. And
Mm-hmm.
all the other recipes, if you want to get some really good inside information and look at sample images, this is your place where you can get started and pointed in the right direction.
So
But this
Natalie,
is
of these episodes, aside from the festive, the episode 10, which one stands out to you as like a favorite, or which recipe was most interesting to you of those?
I love all of them. I remember when I asked you a long time ago which recipe is your favorite, you said it is like asking which child you love,
Yeah.
your child which you love the most. So
Mm-hmm.
so I really enjoyed the variety of all of them. I think all the episodes where we chatted with guests
Mm-hmm.
was they were really exciting for me, because it's always so nice to hear what other people do rather than me pottering around by myself. So those were all really cool, but we'll get to the live guests just now. And yourself,
Yep.
Ritchie.
Oh, like it's kind of the same thing, but ones that stand out to me, the Kodak Trax 400, the first episode, the Kodak Vision 3250D. I mean, I could go down the list and probably name all of them and just say they were all great, but those two kind of stand out to me for whatever reason.
Yeah, they definitely were a lot of fun. And we just to also remind you that we have the live poll running. So there are various questions that come up. And if you go back to this link on a different device than to what you're watching here, you can see another question coming up. So whenever
like
you're
on your
ready,
phone.
you can go and give your vote. That'll be greatly appreciated. But the recipes wasn't the only thing that we discussed, or the recipes of the month, we called them. We also looked at different recipes for special occasions that we recommended. And before we look at that, I'm getting ahead of myself, we had live guests on the show. So it started in episode 1 and then went through a couple of episodes where we hooked up with, these great people. We had Björn Moorman and David Hanley, and Stephen Wells. And then in our epic Christmas episode, we had Dan Farah, Enrico Bianchi, Robert Brining, Mario Epp, and Stephen Wells again. It was a lot of fun. And you definitely need to go and watch all of those. There were super awesome guests, so we say thank you. We know it's, been quite nerve-wracking in the preparation for that, and we really appreciated the time that everyone took to make our shows more interesting.
Yeah, because listening to me and Natalie talk, that's good and all, I guess. I hope it's beneficial to you guys, but having a guest on in another voice it really gives a lot of insight to a lot of different things, and each episode's different on what was talked about and everything. But I think there's a lot of value in listening to those live guests that we had, and we're just really honored for those that did come on, and we're excited for those who will come on in the future.
Yes. Speaking of which, if you want to join us as a live guest, please reach out to us. We would be very happy to connect with you. So don't be shy.
It's not too scary.
No, not at all. Absolutely not. And like I said already, we didn't only, have one recipe per month, but we also looked at recipes for special occasions, as we called it, where we looked at different genres or different scenarios where you could find yourself and would need some inspiration for a recipe or two. So we have a ton of them. So 29 recipes in total that we spoke about and touched on and recommended to you. Definitely go back and have a look at them. Some of them are also in a form of what we call a soundbite. So you can, browse through the channel and look at everything that's there. And yeah, we hope you'll find it useful. 29 recipes that should get you going for a while and keep you busy.
Yeah, so if you're stuck, not sure what to use, we're trying to help you with that. And that's what the point of that was, in talking about these 29 recipes for use in very specific scenarios.
Yes, exactly. So that was season 2.
Yay! Yay!
In a nutshell. And we learned a lot of things. We think what it is that could be the most useful for everyone that we could discuss and things to do. And sometimes we get it right and other times we don't. We rely on you, and you've been awesome in giving us feedback as to the things you enjoy, other things that you would love to hear more about. So we've, looked at that, and
all the feedback that you guys gave over the course of the entire season, even if you gave some feedback and we didn't take action on it right away, we still cataloged it and listened to it and tried to see what we could do going forward in season 3 to implement some of those suggestions and inputs and so forth.
Exactly.
Always listening.
Yes. And so there are some of our efforts here on the screen. We definitely want to look at recipes that everyone can use. So we will always look at different cameras and sensors when we recommend recipes for special situations. We want to share more tips and tricks. And even though it's written really small on the screen, but we want to try and make the shows a little bit shorter. So let's see how we go with that.
Yeah, like the festive episode was, 3.5 hours long, I think. That was our record. It was a marathon, and we're trying not to do that in season 3. We want to do more shows, but shorter shows.
Yes. And since this is what we're trying to do already today, I think we should move on, because we have images that you've submitted. It's been an overwhelming number of photographs and people who've submitted images. Thank you. That's been absolutely phenomenal and super interesting to see. We have changed how we, present all the images. So we keep the select and favorite images that we are looking at just now. The rest and the collection of all the images that you submit is presented in a slideshow as before, but this will be a separate slideshow that will be published after the broadcast is finished. So it will be a standalone video, and we hope that you will enjoy that a lot. But now let's dive into the ones that stood out for us. And the recipes that these were shot with, we called them like festive holiday images, right, Ritchie?
Yeah, so we were kind of in the past, in all the previous season 1 and season 2, it was always like one recipe, shoot with this recipe, upload with this recipe. With it, in the last episode of last season, we were a little bit more loose with it. We said, well, here's 4 recipes that we recommend using over the holiday season, and so shoot with these or whatever your favorite recipe is. And we're a lot less strict with it than we had been in prior episodes. So these were the ones we recommended using. We believe that most of the images were shot using these recipes, but not all of them. One thing that I guess we didn't communicate well enough is when the images were submitted, to include the recipe name in the name of the file, so that way we would know what recipe was used. And so a lot of the images we received didn't have that. We're not 100% sure which recipe was actually used to capture the pictures, but that's okay. That's fine for this episode, and for the pictures that we're going to show, because we were loose with it. But I guess going forward, just make sure that you put the name of the recipe that you used in the file, so that way we can know for sure
Yes, we. It's a work in progress, and we
Hmm.
are all learning. I'm sure we will, improve on that very soon.
Yep.
But for now, we just wanted to celebrate what you have been experiencing over the festive season.
Yeah, because you guys submitted a lot of pictures to us and a lot of really amazing photographs, and that's really what this is about: is celebrating you and what you're doing. And this was one of the pictures we received. I'm going to butcher this name. I know it. Uh, Boucry Billa. I hope I got that right. Boucry Billa submitted this incredible picture of the mountains. I love the light. I just wish I had been there with Boucry at this moment in time, because that's just an incredible scene. And
Yes.
I don't know what recipe was used, but it was whatever it was. I would love to know. So if you're watching, even if it's after, not when it's live, let us know what recipe this was, because I would love to know what you used to capture this. It's a lovely image.
Yes. But we definitely had an awesome festive season by the looks of it.
Hmm.
High up
Yes.
in the mountains. Fantastic. And high up is also, well, where Jan's camera was pointed at least. This, I enjoyed, the symmetry of it and just an evening shot with the lights. Again, I'm not sure what recipe was used here, but be that as it may, it's a nice capture and really appreciate your submission.
And Marshall Moyo captured this with a black and white recipe, which wasn't in our list, but that's okay. Love the symmetry of it, and that is kind of my place where I would love to spend a holiday out on. Like, I don't know, I assume this is a pier out in the ocean or something, and there's nobody there. Just maybe a little rainy or something. That's my kind of holiday right there. Is
Yes. Yeah, you can feel it. It's like a little
Yep.
bit like there's just about a movie scene going to unfold
Hmm.
there. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I love the symmetry as well. Really nice. And then very festive is this image by Stefan. It's just really the mood of, even though it feels quite long ago, for me at least, that we celebrated Christmas, but this is definitely I'm pretty sure this is a European Christmas concert somewhere, somehow. I hope the music was nice and I really just enjoyed, being put into that mood.
Yeah, you can almost hear the music, through the
Yes.
image.
Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. Thank you for that submission, Stefan.
And Marco had sent us, uploaded this picture of a sunrise, maybe a little misty morning in the tree, and it just, to me, this reminds me of many years ago. I captured some slide film sunrise pictures, and I believe I used Ektachrome, but I mean, it was just the gradients and the colors, the hues of the soft pinks and purples and stuff is really reminds me of that. And
Mm.
it definitely looks like a cool scene to just be in that moment.
Yeah. It looks very cold to me.
Yes.
Very cold, but
Yeah, it probably
really,
was cold. You have your
really
jacket
awesome.
on, you have maybe
Yeah.
a coffee and a thermos, that kind of thing.
Yes, and you're stepping through the snow and the snow's crunching under your boots. and you're
Yeah,
flapping
exactly.
away and your fingers are freezing on the camera. Something like that. Yeah, nice.
But you come away with something like this.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you. And then we have this scene from Carl, who I think is watching. If you are, let us know. This is an awesome capture in our mystery chrome. So thank you so
Yep.
much for taking it to the test. I'm
And
starting
really
to.
showing a good image of what you can do with that recipe.
Yes. So we are still amazed, and we're talking about it, how by accident this was all created, and that it actually really it has a real character. So when I
Hmm.
looked through the images that were submitted, I could in a lot of them actually make them out. So yeah, that
Yeah, you could
was,
tell which were captured on that recipe.
yes, yeah, exactly. So that's really nice. So thank you very much for submitting that, Carl. Yes, and there are a lot more images and quite a few in the slideshow. So when you're watching it, you can train your eye and see if you can spot the mystery chrome. And then drum roll.
So this is our featured image, and submitted to us by Enrico, who is either watching or listening while he drives. We're not sure at the moment. But what really struck me about it was the light, more than anything. It's just there's a quiet serenity to the place, and the light is just lovely and pointing you where you should be looking in that image.
Yes. And yeah, and just I think also like extremely interestingly captured.
And somehow it got flipped just now. So.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's happening. Shame. But either way, left or right way around, the image is good from both sides.
Yeah.
And yeah, so very well done, Enrico.
There it is.
For
Yes.
for this capture. And yeah, I
And
guess
thank you for sharing it.
yeah, it's a double win today for you. So yeah, I hope you've stopped working.
Yep.
And yeah, so thank you. And that concludes.
So let's give Enrico a round of applause. Let's go ahead and do that. Yay!
Good idea. Great stuff. Yes, and this is concludes the images that were shot from last episode still. That were shared, and now starts a new chapter.
Yep. Closing that chapter and starting a whole new one.
Yes. Okay, Simon. He was waiting for all those recipe cheat sheets, so I'm glad we could provide those. Fantastic. You can actually go to the episodes and flip through them, and you will get to that scene. And if you want, you can screenshot them, and then you can keep them aside for you.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we should even compile them all together in one list.
Okay. Yeah, there's
cool.
already a download. Okay, interesting. We will, let's see what we can do with that, Ritchie.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks for that input. We will, put our thinking hats on. And
awesome.
Pilots Pete says that Ritchie, you helped him with a couple of recipes for his first wedding, and they absolutely rocked. Good for you,
I'm so
Ritchie.
glad to hear that. Yeah, what I would love to know, I don't remember offhand. I would love to know which recipes you used for that wedding, and what you. I know you said they rocked, but which ones did you really appreciate for that? I think that would be really cool information. So
yes,
Pilot Beat, yeah, let us know in the comment.
Yes,
recipes
for wedding photography.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're not alone out there. So there are a lot of people who would like to know what rocked.
Yep.
Fantastic, but it's good to hear. Great stuff. Yeah. And if there's anybody else out there who has a question or anything else that you want to discuss, we will do that a little bit later. We just want to go through the announcement, what's new for the season, which I'm really excited about. And then we will have a little bit of a Q&A session after that, so you can bombard us.
So ask now and we'll answer later.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So let's have a look what we are going to do this season. Da, da, da. Can we have another drum roll, please? Maybe not. I'm not sure. Can we have a drum roll? Or applause or something?
Something. Yay!
That'll do. Thank you. Okay, it's season 3, and we have changed things up. Just when we were like really comfortable and we all knew what we are doing, and it was, we were getting quite smooth compared to, when you look at the first couple of episodes,
Mhm.
we've come a long way, I think, Ritchie. We
Yep.
definitely have. But we want to, constantly improve and serve you better and be more useful and contribute towards your enjoyment with these recipes. So we thought of something completely different and turned everything on its head, and this is what came out. Do you want to start, Ritchie, on
Sure. So
folding this?
in the past first two seasons, each episode focused on a specific recipe, and we would show you our pictures with that, and maybe suggest when it might be good for, and then we asked you to use it. What we're going to do different in season 3 is not look at a specific recipe, but look at themes and how specific recipes might fall within those themes. We have a list here of, you see, street, landscape, portraits, vintage, black and white. We have not set in stone any of the themes except for the first episode. So we definitely want your input. I believe there might be a poll that's running, and we
Yes.
want your input of what themes you want to hear. So if you want a theme, if you want wedding photography to be a theme, if you want snapshots of the kids, if you want artificial light, if you want a sunny day at the beach, if you want whatever it is, we want to know that, and we want to try and work to make that a theme for one of the episodes, and
Yes.
give you some ideas of recipes to use in that. And so we'll come up with a list of recipes that we think are good for that theme, and then we'll ask you to shoot one or all of those recipes and during that time, and then upload your pictures captured with those recipes.
Yes, exactly. So it will be a more a fuller experience, I would say, and a more applied way of going about it. We noticed that those special occasion recipes, as we had named them, were very popular. And now Simon was also asking for those cheat sheets. And Ritchie, you are writing more and more about that on your blog as well, because
Yep.
yeah, just all around, it makes a lot of sense that you want to go about this shooting with recipes from maybe a different angle. A lot more people are using recipes, and they are not necessarily looking at, I want to shoot Kodak Portra for 100 today, but what can I shoot on a sunny day outside, etc., etc. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So this is really what we've now taken on board, and we hope that will be a lot more useful, that we will be able to spend more time on this. And speaking about more time, we will be coming to you live twice a month. We have finally given in, not once, but twice a month, and we will break up the shows into one, what we call a theme show, which is the first Thursday of the month. And this is where we will introduce the recipes and talk about the theme and talk about everything around it, not only recipes, but we will share other tips, because as much as recipes are a great, like take center stage when it comes to how the image looks, but there are a lot more things that can be considered and learned and taken on board to make your images, better and make your photography more enjoyable. So we will do all of that on the first Thursday of the month, and then we will send you off with a challenge to shoot those recipes in those specific scenarios, and then we will reconvene on the last Thursday of the month.
Yep,
And
and in that episode, we're gonna show your guys' pictures. We're gonna try and have live guests. We need we need you guys to step up and volunteer, but we would love to have a live guest in every one of those episodes if we can, and we'll do more of a Q&A. So it'll be a little bit more laid back. The second episode, the last Thursday of the month episode, will be a little bit more laid back, a little bit more chit chat, and just kind of looking at how we were able to use the recipes within the theme and the lessons learned and all that kind of stuff, and help you with anything that we can. And then the first Thursday, where we talk about the theme, is going to be a little bit more structured, a little bit more hopefully a learning experience as we talk about the recipes and how to use them in these different scenarios and tips and tricks for it, all that kind of stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Well said. So we hope that makes
Yep.
sense. If you need some clarification on that, please shout that to us in the comments and we will get to it either now or later. If you're watching this after the live stream is ended, don't worry, we will definitely get to you in the comments. And also a look out in the community tab. There we will also ask more questions, and there you can also join in the conversation as well. So a lot of interaction and stuff that you can contribute in order to make this the way you want it to. So here are some poll results that we've been running. Thank you so much for answering and giving your votes. I'm glad that people are excited. We were all really amped for this
Yep.
show, and I think we were a little bit nervous because we haven't done this in a while. But yeah,
Yep. It's been a couple
you're
months.
back. We are back. So far, so good.
Yeah.
Oh, and there just came in another vote. Thank you.
Yep.
You are more than welcome to carry on voting. Like we said, we are keeping them open. And please, at the end of the live stream, we have an important question that we want to ask you. So please do give us your feedback. It'll be greatly appreciated. And then we have also asked you where you learned about SOC. So we've got a lot of old hats clearly watching, which is absolutely phenomenal. Thank you. You guys are real troopers. You've, a lot of you have soldiered with us through the first season and the second season. And it's like coming home to family. That's really nice. Thank you, guys. And then the third question was, which feature you are most excited about? So we've just only spoken about it, so you're more than welcome to, take a bit of time to think about that. But the fact that it's a theme-based show is most exciting. Well, thank you. I am very happy to see that result.
And I want to say something about this, that one of the things that we're doing different in this season is that we're putting it all on one YouTube channel. But before, we broadcasted on Nathalie's and mine, and even in season 1 we broadcasted in some other places as well. But one of the issues is that when we're doing this community chat, when you guys are using the chat and talking to each other and talking to us in the comments, it's limited to whose channel you're on. So those who are watching on my channel, we're only chatting with the people who are watching from my channel. And those who are watching on Nathalie's channel, we're limited to chatting with only those that were watching on Nathalie's channel. And so we wanted to bring everybody together into one place so that you guys can interact with each other, make new friends, help each other and all that kind of stuff. So we thought that was better for building the community, to just have it all in one place.
Yes. One place, a theme-based show, and 2 shows a month. And we have a first hand up for some travel photography. That is fantastic to hear. That's definitely on the list. And it's good to get this feedback. Thank you, Joe. Good stuff.
Yeah, we probably will do that theme, especially since we got this feedback. So
yes. Okay, and Stanley wants family memories. Okay, interesting.
Okay, yeah.
We will definitely look at all the suggestions that you're sending
us. And it doesn't have to be even a genre of photography. It could be a certain, light scenario or anything, literally anything. It could be anything.
Anything you want us to talk about, we will at least consider and then see how we go.
Yep.
Fantastic. Well, I'm super happy that you guys are happy. That makes a lot of us, hopefully.
Yep.
And if you have any more questions, as you can see, now is a good time. We are actually not doing too badly, Ritchie. We are right on time.
On our time?
We are right on time.
We're never right on time. So
yes. But we,
I think there was one episode that we were on time, and it's because there was a scheduled power outage and we had to be.
yeah, there was serious pressure on our backs.
Yeah.
And we don't have that today, but still, it's the one thing that we think we need to rein in, which is why we split it in two. So yeah, it seems to be working.
Yep.
Yes. Torsten's asking a question. He wants to know how you create recipes for cameras that you don't even have yourself, or do you test compatibility?
Okay, so yeah, that's a great question. And the way Fujifilm cameras work is a lot different than most camera brands, in that they have the same sensor and the same processor in a variety of bodies. So, for example, X-Trans 3 cameras all have the same sensor, whether it's an XT20, XT2, X100F, or whatever it is. They all have the same sensor and processor in them, so they're going to produce identical results. The only exception for that, for the X-Trans 3, for example, is the XH1, which was given the Eterna film simulation, and none of the other ones had that. But aside from that, they will produce identical results. The only difference would be maybe the lens you use or something like that. And so that's a great benefit of shooting with Fujifilm. Now I have an X-Trans 1 camera. I actually have two. I have an X-Trans 2 camera. I actually have two. I have an X-Trans 3 camera. I have an XT30, which is X-Trans 4, but it's the XT3 and XT30 kind of sit on an island in the Fuji world, because Fuji didn't give them the firmware updates to make them more like the newer X-Trans 4 cameras. But I have one of those. I have two newer X-Trans 4 cameras, and I have an X-Trans 5 camera, so I can make film simulation recipes for all of those sensor generations.
So could you make a recipe for a camera that you don't have, like let's say a Bayer sensor? Would you be able to
I
give
don't currently have a Bayer sensor camera, so I will not make a recipe for a Bayer sensor camera until I have one.
So
for example, I won't make an X-Trans 2 recipe if I didn't have an X-Trans 2 camera.
So the only time you will publish a recipe is when you've actually tested and tried it yourself.
Yeah, on that sensor generation. Now, I may not have the specific camera that it's. I don't have every X-Trans 2 camera. I don't have every X-Trans 3 camera. I certainly, I have a lot of cameras, but I certainly don't have that kind of resources to have every last single model. but
that is
but
a little
I have
bit disappointing.
Yeah, if Fujifilm would give them to me, I'd gladly take them. But yeah, so that's how I'm able to do it. Just because I know, since it has the same sensor and the same processor, it has the same image quality.
Okay, great answer. I hope that answers your question, Torsten. Who else? What other questions have we got out there? Now is your time. Now is your time to speak. Otherwise, you can always ask them in the comments later, and you can also save them for next month.
Yep.
When we will have a dedicated Q&A show, in case you're tuning in late and you missed the great news. We will then discuss a lot more questions at the end of March, on the last Thursday of March, to be exact.
So you have a ways to wait, but feel free to even ask the questions in the comments, or reach out to us if it's pressing, something you're really just eager to know.
Yes,
because we're here for you guys, help you out whatever way we can.
Yes, and we will also create more content that we will push out on the community. So please keep an eye out for that. As far as all the live streams and videos that go up on this channel, you will get notified if you subscribe and hit the notification. So that's a really good opportunity to keep up with everything that's happening on the channel. When it comes to the community tab, not so much. You don't get notified when we put out polls or links to stuff or snippets of information. So always, once in a while, come on the channel and quickly check out the community to see if there's anything new that you've missed there.
Yep.
And what else? I think
that's it for the questions. But one of the things, maybe I'm getting premature saying this, but one of the things is we will be having a mailing list put together. It's not. We'll let you know when it's ready. It's not there yet, but we would love for you guys to sign up. And it's not to spam you or anything else, but just to give you updates on any of the SOOC live stuff that's going on. I promise you won't get spammed by anything when that time comes, and just watch out for that. And we'll let you know here and on our channels and that kind of stuff.
Yes, we should hopefully have that up and running in the next show. Mm-hmm. And it will be a doubled opt-in, and everything, will be held to an absolute minimum, but it will be super awesome for us to reach you if we have something that we need you to know.
Yep.
So keep an eye out for that. And if if these are the end of the questions, thank you so much for those. Then let's hop on over for another thing that we're keeping the same, and that is the lucky draw. Everyone who's submitted an image enters automatically in the lucky draw and stands a chance to win a 12-month subscription to the awesome Fuji X Weekly app. So let's hop on over there. We have had a phenomenal amount of images and people who've uploaded, which has been fantastic. So let's see who we can make a winner tonight. Let's hop on over to our awesome wheel.
So even if you have, even if you already have an app subscription, just reach out to me if you win, or if you previously won and you missed that episode and then you rewatch it and you realize, oh, I won, in season 2, episode 7 or whatever. Just feel free to reach out to me. I would love to do something for you or work something out. So. Or we could always pass it along to somebody else if that's what we need to do. But we'd love to speak with you. So reach out to us if you win this time, or if you won previously and didn't receive a prize. Just message me on Instagram or on my website or whatever it is. Just email me or leave a comment or whatever it is, and we'll get in touch.
Or give us smoke signals. Just don't stay quiet. Is what you're saying, basically. Exactly. So let's have a look-see. And we also publish the winners on the SOOC.live website. So if you don't know about that yet, you can go there also and check out the winners there. In case you've been submitting a lot, maybe there's a prize for you waiting.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you just don't even know it yet.
Look at all these awesome names on the screen. All of you have submitted. So let's see who's our winner for tonight. Let's spin that wheel when you're ready. And let's see. And we have Marshall Moyer. Congratulations.
Yay!
Thank you so much for submitting your awesome images. And for, being part of the show. As a thank you, you get a 12-month subscription for the Fuji X Weekly app. If you are watching this now or later, give us a shout out and we will hook you up.
Yep.
So congratulations.
Looking forward to hearing from you, Marshall.
Yes. And thank you also for everyone else who submitted images. The viewers slideshow will be published on the same channel here. In a short little while after the show is finished. So make sure that you're subscribed and have turned your notifications on so that you will be notified when the slideshow is live, and you can go and watch it and see all the awesome images that we have received this month.
Yes, thank you everyone for doing that, for submitting your wonderful pictures and allowing us to view them and put them on the show and stuff. So that's really cool that you guys are interacting in that way and participating.
Yes, and we have another question, Ritchie. Are you up for answering Jorge? He's saying
Yeah.
that he's using a promised filter and wants to know if he needs to compensate when he uses a recipe in any which way, especially clarity or sharpness.
Yes, that's a great question. And so when you're using a diffusion filter like Black Pro Mist or Cinebloom or something like that, it has a similar effect as using negative clarity on X-Trans 4, X-Trans 5 cameras that have the clarity setting. And so if a recipe calls for clarity and you're using a diffusion filter, the question is, should I use less clarity? Um, I don't think you need to adjust sharpness, but it depends on what filter you have. I think when I'm using a like a 5% Cinebloom, or if I was using like a really subtle like 1/8 Black Pro Mist, the effect is so subtle. I think it's fine to leave the clarity setting the way it is, but it is a similar amount of diffusion effect, similar to -1 or -2 clarity. Um, so that's where I kind of look at that. But if it's like a 10% Cinebloom or 1/4 Black Pro Mist, I think that's pretty similar to -3 or -4 clarity. And then if it's like a 20% Cinebloom or 1/2 Black Pro Mist, then you're looking at being more similar to like -5 clarity. So let's say a recipe called for -3 clarity, and you're using a 1/4 Black Pro Mist. You could set clarity to 0, and it'll be pretty similar results if you want it. Or you could use it in conjunction with the clarity and just get some really soft results that you might really like. So either way.
Okay, I hope you all made notes of that. That is very valuable feedback. But I think at the end of the day, it depends on what kind of look you like, because the recipe, the guts of the recipe will still, you will still get those results. But obviously with the added effect of the filter that you're using for those particular reasons.
Yeah, you might find that you like using the filter and the clarity setting together, that the results you get is what you like. And but you may look at it and be like, oh, that's just too much, and so you back off the clarity a little bit, just to get it to be more what you want it to be. There's no right or wrong answer, no right or wrong way to do it, but hopefully this gives you a little bit of direction and how you might want to approach it.
Yes, and at the end of the day, try it out and see what you like, because yeah, that's what matters the most.
Yep.
Thank you. That was a really good question, and all in all, really good questions. And this brings us to the end of the show. Just in time. I'm so proud of us.
Yep.
We did it, and we are here, and we are happy to announce that next month is our first theme show. And for the first theme show, we have chosen street photography as the theme
Yay.
that we will discuss. Yes, we hope that you're excited as we are to talk a little bit more about it in detail. And the show will be happening on Thursday, the 2nd of March. So it's the first Thursday of the month. That is only 3 weeks away from today. Can you believe it? We will be back here. And we will be talking about everything and anything street photography. So we hope that you will join us then. And yeah, we'll enjoy it as much as we hope and set out to make this.
And then you'll really get to see what this new season looks like. This is episode 00, so we're just kind of introducing it, and you can kind of see a little bit of the idea of what we're doing, but you'll really be able to see what we're doing on March 2nd.
It's like grade R today.
Yeah.
That's it. We're starting school from next month, and we can't wait to do this. Oh, Jan is here, and he said he went back on the stream. He's glad that you like my shot of the big wheel. Yeah, it's very cool. It was the bright summer recipe. Okay, that's
cool.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun
I
one. I
love
like that
that.
recipe. Yeah.
Yes, it's very
Yeah, it's
nice.
kind of a little bit um, like portra-ish a little bit,
Mm. Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Hmm.
Well done. Thank you so much for letting us know. That's great. And I hope you got to catch up with the show. And if not, you maybe didn't subscribe or didn't hit the notification bell. So make sure
Okay.
that you do. It's really useful because you don't want to miss out on any of the shows, and it would really help us out a lot.
Hmm. Smash
And
that button, as they say.
yes, smash it. And we not only have a dedicated YouTube channel now, we are also on Instagram and TikTok. And like Ritchie said, we are looking at a mailing list. So just, keep on the lookout. We just want to make communicating with you a lot easier and want to make sure that you get the information that you deserve to enjoy shooting with recipes more and more often.
Yep.
And that's it.
So now that's the end. Now it's time to wave goodbye, or
Yeah.
I assume that's what the people down below are doing.
Okay. Oh, Joe's also here. Joe, it's great to have you, and we're glad that you enjoyed the show. And we are at the end. And we are now saying goodbye. We've been told we need
Bye,
to
Joe.
do
Bye.
this quicker. Thank you so very much for everyone who's been watching, who's back with us. And like I said, we are super excited to do this all over again in 3 weeks' time. So up until then, you have a most fantastic time. Shoot some JPEGs and get questions ready. And we will see you on the 2nd of March.
Yep. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thanks for
It's been
tuning in.
great.
Yep.
We will see you then.
Good night, and thank you for watching. We hope you enjoy the show.